Hello and welcome back to Cricket Adda Presents Pace and Bounce, a brand new show for India's Test Tour of Australia. We are building up to the India's Test Tour of Australia, and this is our final episode before the Test series starts. And today we are going to discuss about if India can create history. We have discussed in our previous videos that India haven't won a single test series in Australia, but is this the time where India change it? Is this the time where India create history? That's the question we are going to ask today on our brand new show, Pace and Bounce. Do you think India's best chance is this time with no Smith and no Warner?
Yes, definitely. India had lost last two tours, 02 and 04.
Definitely.
They were completely hammered.
Yeah, in
But
2011 and in
yes,
2014.
but now the Australia are without their two main batting stays, without Warner and without Smith, is going to be definitely the greatest chance that India ever possessed. Because yes, their bowling looks currently completely stable. India have got some really great pace bowlers, and even India has some of those better spinners.
Yeah,
And as we know,
as you have made the point about the bowling now, the bowling has looked intact. It did well in South Africa, it did well in England. I guess it will do well in Australia as well. You have those fast bowlers, you have a good spinner, you have good three spinners. Any one of them is really good. So, do you think the fast bowlers will do their job? And these fast bowlers, as important as it gets, will they take 20 wickets in every test match?
yes, they will have to. That's a compulsion. And I think they will do really well because like we have Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, they can extract that pace and bounce
yeah.
really well from the pitch because they have got that pace.
Yeah.
So they will trouble the Australian batsmen.
Yeah, so that's the point here
Yes.
now. Bowlers, I don't think there is any problem with the bowlers now. The problem which India has had over the last two overseas tours, South Africa and England, it's about the batting. It's that lone warrior batting throughout the innings. It's none other than Virat Kohli is the only one scoring runs. There isn't any other batsman who has scored more runs than Virat Kohli over these two overseas tours. So is it important that these other batsmen, the openers, the batting at number 3, number 5, number 6 stands up and finally delivers for India and finally wins the overseas series for India?
Yes, it is really important because we have seen through the last last 2 to 3 tours, that only Virat Kohli is being batting. He has been the lone warrior. He carries the team along with him. We have seen that if Virat Kohli does not bat well or he hasn't performed, then the team goes down really miserably down. It's been the problem. So, Ajinkya Rahane has been really out of touch. Pujara has also shown sometimes that he could bat, but he need to come back.
Yeah, needs to come back strongly, especially in overseas conditions. He hasn't done that well. In India, he's absolutely brilliant, but when he goes to overseas tours, he hasn't scored that big runs as they call the big hundreds. So it is going to be important that these batsmen stand up. But the main competition here is now Australia have a deadly bowling attack. So
Yes.
India can be vulnerable against this bowling attack. How important it is that these batsmen practice against these fast bowlers, play well against these fast bowlers, because India have the bowling. Australia's batting isn't at their best. That battle can be won by India, but it's the other battle that we are talking about. It's India's batting versus Australia's bowling. Who do you think has a greater chance here?
Australia have got Mitchell Stark, Josh
Definitely,
Hazelwood,
yeah.
Pat Cummins, and then the great off spinner Nathan
Nathan
Lyon.
Lyon.
And it's in Australia. These four really form a formidable bowling attack. And if you have seen and if, as we know, the last tours of India for the batting have not been really good.
So they are low on confidence.
Yes.
So it's gonna be an interesting competition. That's the competition to watch out for in this series. It's India's batting versus Australia's bowling. Mitchell Stark versus Virat Kohli. We had a mention about that in the last episode as well. It is going to be Josh Hazelwood versus Cheteshwar Pujara. Tight lines versus tight defense. It's gonna be a great competition. So finally now, with all this which we discussed, do you think India have a realistic chance to win the series?
Yes, India do really have a realistic chance. They have got a really great bowling attack. Even if one or two batsmen along with Kohli come good on their day, then it's gonna be really hard for the Aussies to contain the India, even in Australia. So I think it's gonna be.
But yeah, that's a good point made there. But in the practice match, we saw as well, our bowlers didn't bowl well, but obviously our bowlers are good. But if Australia can score 350 on the board, India will be under pressure, won't it?
Yes, India will definitely be under pressure, but as we have seen, Murli Vijay has come back in form. Virat Kohli, as we all know, is always in form. Then you have got Rishabh Pant. He can really, on his day, destroy the bowling attack. Then you have
Definitely.
got
We
Chitesh.
saw that in
yes.
England, yeah.
Then we have got Cheteshwar Pujara.
He will grind out. He
Yes.
will grind out the opposition. Absolutely, score a double 100 if he gets in. If he gets in, then he's unstoppable. No
We
doubt
have
about
got
that.
even KL Rahul and Ajinkya Rahane to back up this all the players.
So on paper,
Yes.
India look a formidable batting lineup. It's all about who goes and score runs on that day. First Test match, Adelaide, 5:30 a.m. It's gonna be a fascinating competition. India versus Australia live on Sony 6 and Sony 6 HD. So finally, before ending this video, it's time for the prediction. Advait Lachke, your prediction for India versus
I
Australia
think-
Test series.
I think it's going to be 2-1 in favor of the touring country, that is India.
So he thinks it's India winning the series 2-1. I think Australia still going as favorites. I think India will succumb under pressure. They did it in South Africa, they did it in England. Because every time we talk about this being India's best chance of
Yes.
winning, they lost in South Africa, they lost in England. I think they will lose in. Unfortunately, they might lose in Australia. I'm going in with Australia winning the series 2-1. He goes in with India winning the series 2-1. Remember, we will be back after the series. We'll be back after the series and analyze whose prediction was right.
Yes.
That's it for today's video in Pace and Bounce. Write your comments and give your prediction as well. It's a 4-match test series. I guess one match will be a draw because we have seen the pitches in Australia pretty flat nowadays,
Yes.
especially in Sydney and Melbourne. Those pitches are not result oriented. They are mostly for batting friendly pitches, so that's really difficult to get a result there. 2-1 India, 2-1 Australia. That's what we think. Get in your comments in the comment section. That's it from Pace and Bounce. Thank you for watching the whole series of Pace and Bounce. We will be back after every test match and we will be back after the whole series. That's it from Pace and Bounce. Thank you very much. Keep liking, share, subscribe and watching Cricket Adda. Pace and Bounce. Thank you very much.